intersect. Okay, so if we were to measure the distance between this intersection of tangents and the point of tangency, say we just wanted to find that distance, and we compare that to that same intersection of tangents to the other point of tangency. And what you're going to find is, no matter where we place these two tangent segments that originate from this same external point, always going to be equal. It doesn't matter where you place them, and those measures or lengths here will always be the same. Okay, so that's the second property. So the first property was tangents and radius intersect at a 90-degree angle. The second property is if two tangent segments originate from the same external point, then they're going to be equal to each other. So this length AB and this length BC are equal to each other. Okay, so this is the main relationship you're going to see from the homework in this section. Same image, same set of tangents to this circle with the center O. And I'll talk through the first example together and give you a second to do the next one. And so if you know that this whole length GH is given as 20 and LH is 6, can you find what KG is? Well, since LH and HK originate from the same exterior point, those tangent segments will be equal to each other. So this length from H to K and this length H to L are identical. So if the whole length is 20, we can use segment addition here to evaluate the remaining part, kg. If the part that's given is 6 out of that whole 20, what's left for the other part? 14. Okay? And so we know that kg would be 14 in that case. All right, see if you can just take a second and answer the question to see, can you find the perimeter of this triangle given the conditions of problem 2? Right, if you're looking at the pieces here, LH is given as 8, GH, this whole length here, is given as 17, and MJ, this piece here, is given as 10. So if you use the properties that tangent segments that originate from the same external point are equal or congruent, that means that LJ is also going to be 10. It means that if HL is 8, then KH also going to be 8. And then KG and GM are going to equal the same thing if we wanted to identify what that same thing is. If the whole thing is 17 and one part is 8, what's left for this other part, KG? 9, which then means this other the tangent segment originating from the same point G, also going to be 9. So you have a couple different ways that you can add those together. You could either add up all the individual parts. So we could say this whole is 17, this whole 19, this whole 18. So we could add those 3 sides and get our solution. Or since each of these come in pairs, we could find 8, 9, and 10. Those are pairs, so we're going to double whatever that sum is. And so if you have an odd number of consecutive terms, they all average whatever the middle term is, right? So 8, 9, and 10 have an average of 9. So if you just take 3 times 9, what's the sum of those 3? 27. 27 times 2 gives you 54. Okay? So again, however you add them up, you're safe, but there's multiple ways to combine those.